That is our world, Miss Jones.
Yes. I did used to go with the young farmers, but Daddy never really approved. They did tend to be a little robust. I think it came from watching all those animals.
After the polls have closed, Miss Jones, Colonel de Vere Brown and his good lady will be having some of us back to the manor for a celebration drink. Served by the butler in the library, of course. I wondered if you'd care to come.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure about Colonel de Vere Brown.
Why? What have you got against him, Miss Jones?
I'm afraid I don't like his eyes.
Oh, you can't vote against him because of his eyes, Miss Jones. I mean, what's wrong with them?
Well, don't you think they're rather cold?
Probably the glossy paper.
Are you sure it's not all those blood sports he follows?
I don't know about that. I know he watches Leeds United.
Well, I've seen pictures of him in County Life, and he's usually standing knee-deep in a pile of blood-stained feathers, with both barrels smoking.
He's got to relax sometimes.
Well, I thought they were trying to get away from the grouse shooting image.
Well, but most of those sort of men go in for shooting, Miss Jones. You know, it helps them to take the mind off things.
I'm sure it does the same for the grouse. If you don't mind,
well, I can assure you, Miss Jones, he is not inhuman. He's got a lovely pair of Labradors.
Well,
Because I was, rather counting on you, Miss Jones. You know, I've put you down for a car.
I don't need a car, Mr. Rigsby. I'm not quite decrepit.
No, of course not, Miss Jones.
I do have a pair of legs, you know.
Yes, of course, Miss Jones. Very, very nice prt2, if I may say so. I was saying to the butcher only the other day. Come on, Vienna, come on, come on. Hey, look, how many times have I told you about putting red ribbons on Vienna? That cat's conservative. At least he is during the daytime. Right? Go on, off you go. And you can take... I'm not having these up here. And you can stop that row as well. If Colonel de Vere Brown can hear nobody... Will you shut up? Yeah.
You know your trouble, Rigsby? You're a snob. The way you worship the upper classes.
Well, at least they know to behave, at least the gentlemen.
Gentlemen?
Yeah, you wouldn't know the meaning of the word, of course.
But what about those rugby scrums, eh? When they all stand back and somebody's ear rolls on the floor.
That is character building.
You ought to remember the Depression, mate.
I don't need to. I get it every time I come up here.
And the hunger marches.
Hunger march? The only hunger march you have been on is when you creep downstairs one of Miss Jones's custard creams. Oh, my God, oh, look at that. Oh, dear, what a face. Oh, dear. Would you buy a second-hand car from this man?
You have a job. He sells baby fluid.
Oh, yeah. Just look at it. What a face.
He's a good speaker.
Good speak. He's a demagogue. You've only got to look at those eyes. Look. Ranting and raving, whipping his audience into a frenzy. I don't know what gets into him. Must be all those years among the soft toys. My God. Look at those eyes. Why, drunk with power. My God. Couldn't trust the brother. Evening. Couldn't trust the brother. Could you... Stuff that down.
Someone's eating the top off your cornet.
Oh, very fun. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't hold political meetings here. This is a private house.
You know, I must say that I'm really very surprised at a man of your intelligence voting for de Vere Brown.
What do you mean?
Well, when you got to look at him, he's got no chin.
Oh, Dobbies, of course he's got a chin.
Oh, he's a decent enough chap. Quite sound on Dutch elm disease and swine fever, but completely lost on the important national issue.
Look, we're not interested in the important national issues round here. We're more interested in who's been fouled in the footpath.
Well, with those two Labradors of his, you won't have to look very far, will you?
Oh, very funny. At least we get those jippos moved from down the end of the lane.
I'm quite sure he will. He's had a lot of experience. Do you realise that his ancestors actually roasted peasants over open fire? But he's too remote. He's no idea of the enormous sacrifices that have to be made.
Now, that's where you're wrong. You wait a minute now. During that last crisis, there was only one light burning in his house, and he shared the bathwater with his wife.
Well, it's about the only thing he did share. And I bet he got into it first. And what did he tell the strikers' wives, eh? No more sexual relations till the men went back to work.
He did not say that. He said no more hot dinners.
Well, we all know what he meant by that, don't we?
Oh, yeah, you should talk. What about that cottage you got in Wales and your Filipino houseboy?
What do you mean?
They're going to be a definite embarrassment when the Russians land, aren't they? Not to mention all those shares you've got in ICI.
I absolutely refuse to discuss my private affairs with you.
Right.
That's a cheap Tory jibe. I see exactly what you mean about him. I shall go straight down to the committee room.
Right, off you go.
Keep up the good work, dear boys.
Oh, keep up the boys. Hey, you've not been linking arms with him, have you?
What's so funny?
What's so funny? Did you see that he was holding that cigarette? Ah, God, he shouldn't be with you. He should be with the Gay Liberation Front.
It's typical of you.
What are you trying to
Well,
say?
he's a middle-class puff, anyone can see it.
Well, you can't think of a political argument, can you? So you resort to that.
Look, you know as well as I do, he spends half his time at the ballet.
A lot of people go to the ballet.
Yes, but not with the 25-year-old milkman, they don't.
That's a cheap smear, Rigsby.
Oh, well, I'm not standing around here bandying your words with you. I'm getting off to the... Now, look, no more posters up anywhere, all right?
Of course not, Rigsby. After all, it is your house.
As long as you remember that.
Oh,
Excuse me. My name's Platt. I'm your Liberal candidate.
you're much nicer than the other two.
I'm rather new to all this.
Well, I'm sure you're doing awfully well. Won't you sit down?
Thank you. Oh, I see you've been studying form.
Yes.
Can I depend upon your vote, Miss...
Miss Jones. Actually, I've always been rather liberal. It's my nature. On the other hand, I suppose I'm what people would call a political virgin. I don't seem to be able to take the plunge.
Oh, I see. You mean you're a don't know.
No, I wouldn't exactly say that. I just need a little convincing.
Well, of course, the personal approach is most important. That's why I've been going out meeting people, shaking hands. We always say you can't beat skin to skin.
I do think it's important to get to know one's candidate thoroughly, don't you agree?
Oh, yes. Would you like a pen?
Are you married, Mr. Platt?
No.
Isn't that a coincidence? Neither am I. I suppose we're both don't-knows, waiting for the right candidate.
I think I really ought to be
Oh,
going.
no, please stay there. You must be quite parched after all that public speaking. Oh, what warm hands you've got.
I've been hard at it all morning.
Mr. Rigsby, this is Mr. Platt, our Liberal candidate.
Hello, Mr. Rigsby.
I was just going to get a coffee. Would you like one, Mr. Rigsby?
Could certainly do with something, Miss Jones, yes.
It won't be a moment.
Thought it would be a good idea if I introduced myself.
Oh, yeah. I saw you yesterday speaking at the Corn Exchange.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I was riveted, couldn't take my eyes off you.
Really? That's most encouraging.
Yeah. Your flies were undone.
See, I'm rather a new boy at all this. That's why I've been going, meeting people, walkabout, kissing a few babies.
Well, you're taking a chance, aren't you? The mothers don't do that round here. You can catch anything from chicken pox to berry, you know.
But I do think it's most important, shaking flesh.
You've not been doing that here,
I beg your pardon?
because you're wasting your time. She is spoken for.
Oh, I thought she was weakening.
I've thought that for years. Probably another false dawn.
Look, Mr. Rigsby, I know you have your beliefs, but we do have your interests at heart. We intend to do an awful lot for the old age pensioners, cheaper meals, bus fares.
Just a minute, but I'm not a pensioner. That's 12 months Labour misrule. That I was quite young before they got in.